Bro, bro, this shit's gonna be insane, man. We got Simone the Digger, and yes, apparently some people call this man Simon. Simon! It's Simone, bro. Come on now. You gotta listen to what they call him in the anime. Oh shit, I just smacked the hell out of my mic. But no, you gotta listen to what they call people in anime. It's like people were saying I was wrong. They told me I was wrong when I said Yuha Baha. When it came to like that motherfucker from Bleach, they said he was like Yahweh, and I'm like, I've heard people call him that, but they call him Yuha Baha in the anime. They call Simon Simone, and I ain't gonna lie, Simone better whoop Kyle's ass this video. His girl died. He went back to living in a fucking, what the hell was it? It was those motherfuckers that are like living in tunnels digging their entire lives. Like, bro, you can't go out like that. You gotta at least take Kyle out. But nah, in all seriousness, so Kyle beats the shit out of him, and it's no diff. Like the best scaling you got for Simone is like 11D. Kyle, DC scaling gets insane, bro. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I got Kyle slamming, but the big issue is they might actually have Simone win because they don't know higher end stuff. One of my homies, he accidentally spoiled a tiny bit for me, but he said they did scale Simone to 11D, which is accurate. So hopefully they got this right. Hopefully I don't have to critique it too much. I was gonna live stream it, but I know that I live stream it, they'll send me to the Shadow Realm. I'm so happy Dead Bell is still around. When Rooster Teeth went out, when Rooster Teeth cut him off and went out of business, I was a little worried for a while, but I'm happy they're still doing good.
Rayner, the White Lantern. Two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would...
Man, I remember that shit. How you gonna make fun of Simone? That motherfucker's out there putting in the work, okay? You can't make... Your entire life is living underground, digging holes. There's not much to impress. I'm just saying.
Lead his comrades into
Oh,
the
shit.
sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simone. He was there
Yep.
too, I guess.
Simon was a digger, content to...
Okay, let's see. 6'2"? God damn, he's younger than I am. Oh hell, that's sad. But nah, 6'2" is crazy. God damn. Why am I so short? Digger, Supreme Commander, Pilot, Hermit. Why did they even give him Supreme Commander? Because I'm just saying this out loud. Simone didn't fit that category. He was a bit hard-headed. I'm just saying. Like, did they just give it to him to give it to him? Like, I understand Kamina. I understand some aspects of Simone getting it, but like, honestly, they should have just put that one guy, the rat, the guy. Fuck, I forgot his name. The smart dude. They should have given it to him to begin with. It's a mangaka in another universe? What the fuck? Hold on. I don't know about that. Yeah, Simone. Not Simon, Simone. But nah, he's a mangaka? Man, I read his shit. Inspired by Captain Harlock, I have no idea who that is. Likes mole steaks, Nia, Kamina, and drills. Very accurate. Dislikes paperwork. Who fucking doesn't? Authority and the anti-spiral. Yeah, nobody likes paperwork.
Drill endlessly through the dirt.
Yeah.
Until the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious
Broken as shit.
Kamina named Lagan. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life.
Wait, what the fuck?
Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom.
Why does the curvature of the planet look so funny? I'm just saying, like, the curvature of the planet looks kind of goofy, actually. Might I'm just saying, it looks a little goofy because, like, I see, for those of you who are watching this are, like, hardcore power scalers, you know, some people sometimes try to power scale off of shit like this. But if you really look at it, it doesn't make sense to scale off something like this because you can still see the river there. You can see the little tiny craters there. I think, what is that, fucking hills in the background there? But yeah, the reason you don't want the reason this looks really weird is because when they're launched up in the air like this, it looks like the planet is starting to, like, I don't know what the fuck to say. I can't put the shit in words, man. I can't put shit in words.
Seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity.
Kamino was a real one, man. Kamino was a real one. I don't care what anybody says. Best character of the show.
Scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagan merged, creating Gurren Lagan.
With Kamina piloting the...
like, was there even... Okay, it looks like there was room for it. Okay. I was like, did y'all just come up with this by just randomly stabbing Kamina's fucking Lagan? Or was it Gurren? God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna stop pausing it.
the body and Simone the head.
It's been years since I've seen this shit, man.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower
Okay.
and capable of making
Energy blasts. What kind of energy blasts? Because they're... I'm just saying. Sunglasses boomerang. Oh no. Hey, he might just beat Greenland. He might beat Kyle with that. Because I don't know what's with DC scaling, but guys with boomerangs can apparently beat up the Flash sometimes. I don't know how the fuck you can beat a Flash and lose to a guy with the boomerang, but apparently it's possible.
any weapon they can imagine,
including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course...
drills, wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Bureku. Side note, it is so funny.
You got drill break, yeah.
The only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality. What up?
With Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simone's...
Wait a minute, why, hold on. Wouldn't y'all want people, I mean, I guess you would prefer them to watch the show before this, but is it really necessary to just drop spoilers like that? I'm just saying. Because imagine if someone was watching it just for the crisp editing style. Maybe they're watching it because they want, like, a suggestion, and then they just hear, oh yeah, Kamina died. I'm pretty sure they did this shit in one of their fairy tale videos, too. Just, like, drop Natsu's entire backstory, and I'm like, hey, bro, chill the fuck out. Say, like, how you going, like, we don't need to know that Zareth is his brother for the, fucking death battle, okay? It's not necessary.
fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So,
Also, can we really blame Simone for that? He was a small child in a fucking war zone, to be fair. And we probably can. He did do some shit. But it's not like we can blame him entirely for it. Blame the people that fucking killed Kamina, maybe. I don't know.
His big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Logon, Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal.
Yeah, that's some real shit.
Who helped pull him out.
Bro, I'm still salty about that shit. Like, you really gonna kill her the second they get married? Like, was it even 5 minutes past it? Like, let's be real. Was it even 5 minutes past it?
His rut and kicked Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens.
Like, it borderline felt like the villains won at that point, okay? It borderline felt like the villains won.
The anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation
Yeah.
of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans...
Apparently it's gonna make a massive black hole and eat the fucking universe. So the idea that the anti-spirals had was kind of dumb, if I'm being real. They were like, okay, go underground. When in reality, all you have to do is kill everybody. Like, let's be real. Oh, god damn it, I keep smacking my mic. But yeah, just kill everyone. I'm just saying. If you really want to handle the issue, slaughter them all. But then we wouldn't have a show, but still, just... God damn, I have a horrible thought process. Or I don't know, maybe find an issue to prevent the shit? Like, look at what Kenjaku did. A motherfucker saw a black hole and used anti-gravity type shit to fucking negate it. Just do something like that, I don't know. These things can travel in space.
That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned
The fuck?
inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned
Hold on.
spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Yeah, this shit went from like planet, from, what was it, like, I think it was like country level to like planet level, and then just like damn near hyperversal in like, what, 4 episodes, 6 episodes. The shit was insane. One arc, and they just go up multiple infinities.
Lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to
Spiral power. Okay. Exponential adaptation, self-repair, force fields, energy absorption, reality warping. Okay, damn, they got reality warping? I must have forgotten about that one. They got, the fucking thing is apparently the size of a city, but wasn't it like, wait, oh, and then the other one's moon-sized? They must not be talking about the one that was like dwarfing entire spatial dimensions. Because, yeah, I was about to say. Spatial temporal axis simultaneous shooting? What the fuck? Is it talking about like time travel or some shit, or traveling from different spatial temporal axes, like different spatial dimensions? I have no idea.
realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann
I have not seen this shit since 10 years ago, man.
with bigger and stronger machines.
Okay, incomprehensibly big. Well, we do know that... Oh, which one are they talking about? Whoa, the observable universe? Wasn't it dwarfing lower dimensions? I'm just saying. Infinite spiral power? Oh no. Why do I get a bad feeling seeing that? I'm just saying, I get a bad feeling seeing that.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to space and time with a punch.
Or the
Easy 5D feat, bro. Or 4D IR.
lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimension.
Huh? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see it. Let's see it. Okay. Alright. Chat GBT. Translate this. And where the fuck did we find these? Because I'll go find those right now. Okay. Suggests that the universe branches in ways humans cannot perceive, progressing in parallel. What? Either ChatGPT is tweaking, or they put the wrong scan up, which is okay. They're not perfect or anything, but and it's probably ChatGPT tweaking. Let's be real, because ChatGPT isn't perfect.
All within a Planck instant.
That's the smart.
Yeah, that's fast as shit. Weren't people arguing whether or not the Flash did that? And you want to know what's fucked up? If you scale DC properly, this is still nothing. Like Simone, I'm not sure how strong characters like Feathering is. I was thinking about buying them in Echo and playing it, but apparently this shit is nothing to them as well. So Simone is like a high tier when it comes to anime power scaling, from my understanding. Then there's like the god tiers that get into Universal and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, so a Planck time is an incredibly small interval of time that emerges naturally from a few basic quantities in theoretical physics. When it was discovered by Max Planck. Wait, hold on. That was his name? Ah, hell. When it was discovered by Max Planck at the end of the 19th century, it seems to be no more than a scientific curiosity, but today a tantalizing role in our understanding of the Big Bang and the search for a theory of a quantum gravity. Okay.
Smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Hold on, homie. Are you trying to do this shit in a finite time frame? I could have sworn I saw a scan saying that they had attacks that literally went through time. They're fighting on a higher dimension of time as well. How the hell can you have it at finite numbers? That doesn't even make sense. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't make sense, but I mean, props to Simone. Props to Simone.
Over, SpongeBob, you've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an new.
Okay, we have another one. An all-portal attack that fires the Mega Vortex Cannon, Maelstrom Cannon of the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann as a variable probability projectiles. God damn it, I can't read. Bro, are you serious? It destroys an immeasurable number of enemies in all space, time, and dimensions from the near past to the near future. Motherfucker, why didn't you show this before? You had all your team do an entire calculation and come up with that giant fucking number just to show this? I would be pissed. I would be pissed if you made me waste all that time. I think I would be more than pissed. I think I would quit. And then y'all can hire the actual me, but still though, what the fuck, man? Come on.
Innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the
We call it measurable speed.
Anti-Spiral's greatest trap. The Multiverse Labyrinth.
Oh yeah, this shit made everybody feel like they were on acid or something. Like this shit was goofy.
In his own unique multiverse.
And another reason why Kamina is the GOAT, I'm not gonna say it because I'm not a spoiling bitch, unless you guys spoil it, but yeah, nah, watch the show, man. This shit was awesome.
Forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simone and his spiral power are
Pretty
just
fucking
as
much.
different. And after being inspired by his
He
brother,
absorbed it too.
absorbed that whole multiverse
Yep.
to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is
In the drama CD Otoko, if I no joking. If I butchered that, I'm sorry. I don't mean to butcher stuff. I usually listen to when they say it in the anime to understand it, and I haven't heard this one said yet. So whoops-a-doodle. But yeah, Gurren Lagann is Gurren Lagann, an alternate Lord genome, seemingly manipulated. Huh? But this translation, oh, then why the okay. Man, you had my hopes up.
is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional. Meaning
Yeah.
Simone absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself.
Kamina the GOAT saved they ass, man. Wait, no, I know. I'm gonna have to cut that out.
The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size and scope.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a
Hey, yo, shout out to them. They finally got it, bro. They finally got it.
two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay, that's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon
Pretty
created the
much.
Multiverse Labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simone, who is writing his own alternate
Huh? Okay. Huh?
universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simone real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral
Well,
power
not
for
really.
the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like
Oh, yeah.
missiles that alter probability so they have a 100% chance of hitting
I remember when people thought that shit was galaxy level.
you, or tossing galaxies.
Gurren Lagann makes multiple references to brain theory and higher dimensional concepts that are consistent with author statements asserting these galaxies are in fact universes. They're a lot bigger than fucking universes. This is the 11th dimension. Maybe they're 10D universes. I don't fucking know, but those are a lot bigger than universes from my knowledge. Like, no.
Galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universes.
Simone's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simone turns his
Despite their higher dimensional nature, interview confirms these constructs, including Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, could manifest in the three-dimensional real world. What the fuck? Like, as in our world? I need to see that interview, because if that's true, then you can make even crazier arguments. If that's true, you can make an argument against Kyle. I'm just saying. At least from my knowledge. That does, what the fuck?
thoughts into reality, letting him create his
Unless you don't mean the actual real world, obviously, but still, that's a pretty insane statement. You should probably show us.
and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia
Simone has stated in interviews and directly shown to be the... No shit, Shirley. What do you think? We don't know that. You just told us this man crawled to the 11th dimension and fucking he fucking mauled the embodiment of the 11th dimension with his bare hands. Like, you cannot tell me that this man is not the strongest spiral user. Who are we supposed to assume? Yoko Littner? Like, of course it's Simone.
No.
God. Like, what do you mean he's the strongest? We know he's the strongest.
The best wife in the universe used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body.
I'm not even going to try to translate that one. You're covering it. Nia Anti-Spiral's virtual life form was destined to disappear with Anti-Spiral when he was destroyed. However, she had managed to keep herself alive up to this point by regenerating her body on her own. Man, why couldn't y'all just... Okay, whatever. Oh, great. Now I gotta plug my computer up. Now I gotta plug you up. Ah. What time is it? Whoa. Uh-oh. Okay, but yeah, Simone... Like, man, I'm still salty about that ending, bro. I don't care.
Level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every
And you're telling me they didn't do anything with each other in the entire 7 days? God damn it.
possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, whiz, when the fuck
Wait a minute, why is she relevant to Simone? You better not spoil this shit again.
is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simone evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Topa Gurren Lagann!
I'm not saying all that.
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that,
A majority of them are incalculable.
the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey,
Bodied.
the difference of the universe. Meet the indomitable human spirit.
Proving commonest words per
God damn. Became the Simone that... Okay. Pulled the moon back into orbit. I mean, you could have mentioned that before, I'm just saying. Struck all of space-time at once, absorbed the multiversal labyrinth, withstood the infinity Big Bang storm, shattered a drill trillions of light years long, god damn. Defeated viral four supreme generals, Lord... I can't say his name. And the anti-spiral.
prophetic that Simone's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up. For all the lights in the sky are
I'm still
stars,
salty.
and every star another
I don't care, I'm still salty.
world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks
I'm mad.
to a humble digger.
I'm at humble.
The universe is a dangerous
Actually, it's kind of humble.
should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire.
Hey man, listen. DC Universe is not some shit you want to travel. I ain't gonna lie. I would hide on a fucking deserted planet. I'm not living on Earth. I'm especially not living in Gotham City. I'm not living in Metropolis. I'm not living wherever the hell else everybody else lives. I'm not living on Earth, period. I'm not living anywhere in this universe that has a fucking organic life form capable of intelligent thought. Because DC is on that fuckery. DC Comics is on that fuckery, man. I am not being pulled into a crisis event. You're crazy. You're crazy.
Alien dictators or this one really pissed off cat.
I don't remember a cat.
You know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps. They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded
A bunch of fucking losers. How many times have these guys gotten
The
bodied?
greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know
Yep, sir.
You love him. You might hate him, but you
Man, listen, y'all got that fight right, but you could have done it in a better way, man. Like, really, killing Ben 10 with a shoe, there was no way you weren't going to piss off Ben 10 fans with that one. Like, killing him with a shoe You wanted to smoke. I'm gonna be real with you. You wanted that shit. You did that on purpose.
Gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There
So basically, he lost his fucking mind.
was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And
Poor bastard.
what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So was Kyle picked for his
Okay, so he's 30. God damn, I'm taller than him. Yes, sir. Oh, nah, he's about to lose this shit. You're 30 and 5'11". Simone is 21, younger than me and 6'2". Different weight class, too. Your occupation is a comic artist. Hey, Simone's a mangaka. I think, yeah, he's about to whoop your ass, man. Wait, why are you called Parallax as well? He's called Parallax as well. Oh no. Like Superman, Asian movies, so is Dean Winchester. Gamera, I like Gamera as well. DC editorial, Jaws, love triangles. Heat. Man, y'all know how many fucking teams y'all made on this shit? I don't even remember them all. I'm not even kidding.
indomitable willpower like Hal was?
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on. Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
Can I be a Green Lantern too?
Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
That's why both Kyle and fucking Hal are dumbasses, bro. Well, most of the Green Lanterns are dumbasses. You telling me you can do whatever you imagine with this shit, and your idea is to make a giant shoe? A giant shoe?
You fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating?
What the fuck? Okay, I've bet, motherfucker. I'm guessing these are some of the hacks abilities the ring gives them. Protective aura, flight, galactic database, artificial intelligence, invisibility, intangibility, time manipulation, time travel, age manipulation, matter manipulation, gravity manipulation, mind reading, reality warping, constructs, energy blast, shields, exoskeletons, melee weapons, projectile weapons, vehicles, animals, mythical creatures, mechas, fucking mechas, resistances. No, I said it wrong. Resistances, poison, entropy, antimatter, reality warping. Okay, watch him just like do a slideshow of this shit, because he's definitely got more in this.
Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space to increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns
Pretty much.
time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a
Lex Luthor also called the ring extra dimensional, or like he basically said that it was a straight up extra dimensional ring, that the power source. So it could be a lot higher than baseline Universal, obviously. Not that baseline Universal in DC is anything to fucking scoff at. There's infinite dimensional statements for universes in DC. Just saying, like, there's no excuse to lowball DC at this point, man. I'm just saying.
force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space.
Oh yeah, fun fact, moving at light speed in DC Comics is a lot faster than anything else, because that's what it takes to enter the Speed Force, which is essentially an universal realm. So it doesn't really make too much sense to say that's just light speed. Like, Superman crossing the universe is apparently not enough to enter the Speed Force, or a Speed Force level of energy. Because if I remember correctly, Hal almost went that fast once, and his ship was essentially warning him that he might be cooked. Superman Crossing the Universe wasn't considered that fast. We have other characters doing crazy shit that wasn't considered that fast. So it's just a thought, I guess.
Requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable.
Yeah, there you go.
Have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that poo.
The Green Lantern ship stated his ring protected him from the effects of crisis on Infinite Earth. What the hell? The Dr. Ubux also survived the crisis by using the suckers. What the fuck? Using the sucker stick and analog to the Green Lantern ring. What the hell is this? Are y'all giving Green Lantern flavored lollipops now?
User Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the crisis on Infinite Earth.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower,
Which they apparently don't have that much of.
imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist, and we know from this show they think of
Oh, okay, so we finally got a Green Lantern who's not a dumbass. Okay, wonderful.
some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots. Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
This is a pretty old one.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions?
No. It has a lot more than that. But they also have some goofy stuff like this every once in a while. Sorry, I had someone enter my room there. So, yeah, anyways, let's get started again.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside.
After relinquishing the power of Eon, or Ion, or is I Ion or Eon, Kyle modified his Green Lantern ring to have an emergency reserve of backup power. It will never fully run out, even if it cannot maintain a 100% charge. That doesn't make any sense. Is that like some Gojo type shit? Because if it was, then it would. I don't know.
Is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up
Because if it was like Gojo's shit, then it wouldn't leave 100%.
universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
What? How are you getting beat up by a normal human while dressed up as a... Okay.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alice, and put her body in a fridge.
That's insane! Holy shit!
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to
Kinda.
characters.
It kinda is. And it's not just male characters, don't even try to say that. It's happened to female characters too. Whether it was a female or male partner or friend. So I see what you're trying to pull there. Don't even try to say that shit. It's happened a lot of times. Like, I hate to tell you this, Uncle Ben wasn't a female. Just saying.
Development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle
What? Dude, at this point, how has this happened to you twice? You're a Green Lantern. The first time, I can understand. I can understand being caught lacking like that. But the second time, move this bitch to the watchtower. The third girl better be in that watchtower, man. I swear to God, you better have Superman as a bodyguard.
finally got serious. He became a prominent member.
Yeah, you better have gotten You telling me you weren't even a member of the Justice League? You know what? No wonder she got smoked. You weren't taking your shit seriously.
member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story.
What the
he had to
fuck?
master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different
He had to master all the magical gummy bears.
emotion. The yellow light of fear.
Magical gummy bears. Red Lantern. Napalm plasma breath. What the fuck? Rage infection. Blood absorption. I saw that shit. Never throw up on me again in fucking Injustice, bro. Blue Lantern. Healing. Possession nullification. Emotional purification. So, support type, okay. Sapphire Lantern, Crystal Matrician. What the fuck is that word? I've never seen this word in my life before. Mind Control, Indigo Lantern, Portals, Compassion Manipulation, Orange Lantern, Energy Siphoning, Soul Manipulation, Yellow Lantern, Fear Manipulation, Fear Empowerment, White Lantern, Control over Life, Resurrection, Clairvoyance, Astral Communication, and Life Equation, Mathematical Source of Life, Extensive Reality Warping. Okay, I just want to say something. I'm not too appreciative of the fact that every Green Lantern ring can apparently fuck with your head.
He'll manipulate the worst horrors in your mind. The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless
Damn.
avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood
Huh?
with napalm, which sounds like it sucks, but it's metal as hell.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his.
I mean, I've already seen panels of Green Lanterns healing wounds by themselves, so I guess it's just a higher level of healing? I don't fucking know.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
The final one was the Sapphire Light of Love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices
Stamp.
and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers come
Hey man, best thing you can do is learn to love yourself, I guess. Still though, like, how did the second girl happen, bro? Like, I'm sorry, if, like, one of my girlfriends died like that, I would, yeah, you're not making it into my house and making it out. I'm like, you're not making it too far if you try to break in, bro. Better yet, maybe move somewhere that is not too obvious. Wouldn't it be funny? I'm going to read that comic after this, but wouldn't it be funny if he just stayed in the same exact apartment? Because he's a Green Lantern. We know for a fact he did not kill the guy that did the shit. How did they even find her? Do they know who he is? If he's that dumb, then I don't know, bro.
combined. He doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum
Taste the
merged,
rainbow.
Kyle became a White Lantern with total control.
Damn, that's a good one. He's about to make Simone taste the rainbow.
Power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every...
That's an insane statement. Also, even a single central power battery contains enough power to create and destroy an entire universe. I mean, how manipulate a multiversal amount of energy? Goddamn.
power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation.
Kyle held his own against Parallax as a Green Lantern. Parallax fought the Time Trap. What the hell? Spectre and Anti-Monitor while possessing Hal. That is insane. God damn. This substantiates the White Lantern as being equal or superior to the Anti-Monitor. Yeah, no shit. Huh.
Like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Is especially after Kyle visited the source and acquired.
They're gonna have Simone win. I know they're gonna have Simone win. Like, bro, do you not hear the way they're talking about like White Lantern Hal? But they were hyping up Simone back there. I'm sorry, but they've done this before, and I can usually tell by how they talk that how they're gonna have somebody win. And it sounds like they're going to have Kyle lose. They better not have Kyle lose, because they've mentioned higher forms of scaling already in their own little analysis, so yeah, the only way I can see Simone winning with their watered-down version of Kyle Rayner thus far is if Simone somehow adapts and goes up several infinities, and then he might be cooked, but I doubt that. Because if Simone could do that, he would have done that when fighting the anti-spiral.
Life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living. With it,
Yeah, he went from my recollection. God damn, I cannot speak. He actually went beyond the source wall, didn't he? That's like a insanely high feat.
Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
the life equation, like its count.
Contained a supernova, not very impressive. Survived the Big Bang that created the DCU. Outsped the laws of physics. Surpassed Hal Jordan's power. Resisted the anti-life equation's domination. Mastered the emotional spectrum. Defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, Amazo, and oh, damn. I was about to say, is this Marvel?
Counterpart, the anti-life equation, is a conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the
It's a comic book.
equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness
What the fuck?
is still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once
So an assisted feat, is that right?
and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself. Making mistakes
That sounds like it will be a horrible idea. Imagine if you gave the ring to a complete psychopath.
along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
That sounds like a horrible idea. Why would you just give the... Oh my god. Yeah, here's an ad. Oh.
Hey, remember
Huh?
Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I was actually gonna redo that fight. Because, like, I'm gonna read Sailor Moon soon, and I hear a lot of people scaling her to Outerversal. I want to say, though, I want to say this. There is a very specific criteria for Outerversal, and she's gonna have to do a lot to reach it. So, like, obviously she's Outerversal. But you guys know what I'm gonna do if she's not. I'm gonna clown her bad. I am gonna clown that entire verse. I'll put her against Simone. I'll put her against Goku. I'll put her against Superman. I will put her against the works. I'm sorry. I find it funny whenever people lie about characters, and that's when I clown motherfuckers. But I might have to I might have to watch Saint Seiya first, because I watched a little bit of that shit, and that was fire, bro.
That's because it was taken off YouTube for
What? That show was taken... They took it off of YouTube? Bro, that shit was fire, though.
being too anime. But we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg. It's
Okay.
like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and a complete Death Battle video archive.
Okay, interesting.
Episodes that YouTube has
Also, I'm going to give you a hot take. Tanjiro versus Jonathan. It's closer than you think.
banned, blocked, and censored. goodies on the way. So check out deathbattle.gg live right now.
Sorry, guy.
All right, the combatants are
Awesome.
and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
What time is it?
battle.
6:09. Okay, guys, listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to go for a little bit today. I will do the rest of the reaction soon. Soonerist. Okay, so apparently what I was planning on doing today cannot be done, so I'm just gonna restart this, bruh. Alright, let's go. So like I said, I think that Simone is probably gonna win according to Death Battle, but if we're being realistic, Kyle straight up fucking slams. Just saying. I wonder what this is for. Oh dear. You know, I actually got in an argument with somebody about Death Battle while I was offline. This fellow right here. Yeah, he's basically, people are trying to say these people have ruined their reputation because they made a take that people disagree with. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. It's not that serious.
Alright, I'm not rusty at all.
Nice voice acting.
Hey dude, Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Hey, hold up. You guys have a lot more dangerous shit in your arsenal. Maybe it's about time you confiscate the shit that the Justice League has, bro. Don't take my man's shit, okay? Come on now.
Mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
And based off what they said, that Simone does not like authority, so yeah, you're cooked, buddy. Yeah, you kind of are.
Tell me about it. Four?
Knocked his head off. Wait, if you... Wait, hold on, did he grab it? Oh, he did grab it. Okay, I was about to say, why are you going out in space?
That's nothing! My drill will pierce the heavens!
Okay. Uh-oh. Is that Superman? I can't tell if that's Superman or not.
That's really cool. I'm a lantern. We do the impossible. See the invisible. Touch the untouchable. Break the unbreakable. If you ain't know, now you know. I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in the Simone that believes.
Damn, this is a new... This is crazy. What the hell? Bro, this shit is actually kind of peak. I had to stop talking for a second because I was kind of captivated by it, I guess that's the right word. This... Damn, let's keep going. I'm going to...
Super Tekken Topa Gurren Lagann! My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens! Giga Drill Break!
Okay, so we got the Giga Drill break already. Nice, bro.
The
weapon wasn't your mech. It was me. Then, Simone,
Have you considered maybe backing off or recruiting him? I'm just saying. Like, I'm sorry, I genuinely don't think these two would fight. Maybe they would box, but not like to death or anything like that. I'm just saying. That's the one thing I hate about that battle sometimes. We gotta see them kill each other, man. God damn it.
taking you in brightest day, in blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Are they about to kill Kyle just the way Simone killed the anti-spiral? Ah, he made a drill too. Oh, goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle. Goodbye, Kyle.
You'd make a good lantern.
Damn.
You have been chosen.
Hey, yo, hold up. That could be an interesting concept. Willpower? Because Simone's got a lot of willpower. His willpower went up several infinities, buddy. He might be a good Green Lantern. That's some real shit.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
For obvious reasons, so I disagree. First of all, that was some of the best animation I've seen on this channel. Second of all, I want to hear the results.
For the guy with the snazzy sunglasses.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like
One thing to say, though, is that Kyle had, not even just Kyle, people way weaker or way slower than Kyle has had crazy statements like that before. Like, if you look back at Superman comics, like, from the, like, very beginning, you could probably find damn near 100 if you really looked for them. And if you were completely unbiased in your judgment of it.
strength and speed can
Especially Flash. Because that's like Flash's bread and butter.
become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate.
Okay, so willpower would probably go to Kyle, considering the fact that you already admitted that he was confirmed to be the greatest Lantern in the entirety of DC, apparently. I am still reading Green Lantern comics, so I can't say too much, but I do know stuff like Hal Jordan becoming the embodiment of willpower itself and whatnot. So there is some crazy shit. Imagination, I don't know. Green Lantern seems to be Jobber's imagination, so you could probably make an argument. I think that Kyle probably takes all three, just saying. Like, you would have to heavily rely off of raw visuals only and ignore a lot of DC stuff for it to really go in Simone's favor. Also, shouldn't you be going over, like, strength, speed, hacks, and whatnot? Also, why is potential here? Just saying.
Potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across anything.
Simone did have a few attacks.
Kyle struggled to erase an aberration who destabilized the natural laws of the universe after a long enough time. In comparison, the anti-spiral had complete control over the laws of countless universes and could erase fundamental concepts, yet could not erase Nia from existence. That doesn't have anything to do with your imagination. What?
Attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
Yeah.
In general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's.
His shit goes way beyond that, though. He went beyond the source itself.
Which was mostly drills, though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy
Huh?
main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable
Hold on, y'all didn't even talk about imagination. I expected you to go into some shit like, oh, well, one's a comic book writer, one's a mangaka, so they probably, hold on, you, that doesn't even make sense. You talk about things like existence erasure, but then equate that to imagination? What the hell are you doing?
their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality.
Simone's reality warping could evolve to counter a hypothetical huh? No, the fuck it can't! Where are you getting this? Okay, Deathbow, I'm gonna say this as nice as I can. You really need to just stop researching a singular character and ignoring context of some things, because if you actually research the DC cosmology, you would know that the things like Gurren Lagann would probably not even make it past the Ori of Worlds. That is such a horrible, outlandish statement. Maybe if he actually did get a Green Lantern ring, and maybe if he actually existed in places where he could fight people like that, maybe you can argue the shit. But as for Simone from the anime Gurren Lagann, no, the hell he cannot counter a source wall imprisonment. The fact that you're saying that without having actual fully done research on the shit just goes to show. It really does go to show that I should tag points off of your... I was really happy that you mentioned 11D Gurren Lagann, as well as Higher Dimensional, that I'm a fucking DC Comics. But this tacks a lot of points off because it goes to show that you only research Kyle. Probably through a respect thread or some other shit like that. Maybe you watched a random YouTube... Actually, no, even if you watched a random YouTube video, you would have heard how massive the DC cosmology is. That... Damn. And the fucking source wall is a lot more insane than a multiversal labyrinth. Let me see. Several DC characters with similar abilities like Spectre, Superman, and Barry Allen have escaped the source wall in the past. And you want to know, guess what? Spectre, Superman, and Barry Allen all beat the shit out of Simone. I'm sorry, bro. Barry Allen blitzes, Superman blitzes, Spectre doesn't even need to do shit. Fucking make him go insane. You can't tell me. I'm sorry. The entire video was good up to this point. Because, this just goes to show their weakest, once again, after, all the fire editing, all the fire animation for the fight, the improvement of their scaling, their weakest, the absolute weakest part of their video is their research. It took y'all years to get to this point, and you're still lagging behind when it comes to research. Oh my god.
Scale with their willpower, but we
Of course, it's still a fire video, don't get me wrong. I'm an 8 out of 10 video. Actually, 9, honestly.
This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
Wait, hold on, what are you saying?
Imagination is a draw.
That's so bullshit.
The other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning...
Which Kyle fucking bodies in. Simone would be a good Green Lantern, yeah, but Kyle... I'm sorry, being able to do things the way Kyle did should be a lot higher in willpower than Simone. Being able to conquer all the fucking elements that a Green Lantern can conquer, literally being above people who apparently became the abstraction of willpower itself. Yeah, I don't see how Simone's taking that.
Here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower.
both can manipulate reality on a much larger scale than multiversal. So you see, when you get to things like 11D, 12D, or higher, we call things like that high complex multiversal or hyperversal. In the case of Kyle, we'll go to like outerversal, potentially a high outerversal kind of scaling. So there's that.
But we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond.
Oh yeah, it's big time necessary for these guys.
The pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each number
Way more, like, that's like the only statement because I have seen a lot of infinite dimensional statements from DC, and the only people that seem to argue against that is people who struggle with context clues, or people who have outright admitted themselves that they have not read DC comics, or just Versus Battle Wiki, and nobody takes Versus Battle Wiki seriously. I'm just saying. So, like, I will give Death Battle the benefit of the doubt and assume that their research just wasn't complete. Because I seriously doubt they would be dishonest about infinite dimensional statements if they saw it. So, yeah.
dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base.
Bro, what? Oh my god, you admit they could have larger scopes through cosmology? And then you admit the... Oh my god. Then you admit that the DC multiverse would probably be larger? Bro, someone else walked into my room. That's another thing I'll edit out. But, like, this is bad. I'm sorry. That... Now I can't help but think that you felt a type of way. That's about, like, how can you admit this and then not expand on your research into the DC multiverse? That goes to show. I'm sorry. Like, I'm gonna have to tag major points off for this.
Level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger. So,
but if Simone could get stronger than... Oh my god, I don't think you understand how massive a single spatial dimension, like, you just said that Simone will be 11D, whereas Kyle will be 12D. Do you understand how massive of a gap that is? That is a larger than infinity gap. There's a reason we say infinite 3D and then 4D. It's a larger infinity. It's inaccessible to that lower infinity. That's how insane it is. If he is 12D to Simone's 11D, Simone is going to get one shot at the beginning of the fight. Sorry, another person just came in. But yeah, I don't think y'all understand how massive that is. You gotta go back and do your research.
to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an information.
Oh damn, I guess you just heard it from here. Death Battle believes, even though they have done incomplete research on DC Comics, that like, it doesn't matter how big the cosmology is or what context can be used to get Kyle to full power, that they personally believe that Simone has higher potential, therefore no matter the context, Simone wins. Like, what?
Much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level.
Homie. Okay. I'm sorry, the gap between regeneration between DC characters and Gurren Lagann characters, that shit is insane. We already got the likes of Superman being and like death is not able to touch Superman due to the fact that he was supposed to die as a baby. His story keeps him alive. That's the real broken part about DC is you could argue borderline fucking fate manipulation. I think Kyle has something like that, doesn't he? I think they all do. But the point is like, are you really about to use regeneration as an excuse as to why he can be a higher dimensional, like character with higher dimensional attack potency? Are y'all really about to say that? That's like saying a Demon Slayer character can beat Goku, bruh. Like, that's how bad of an argument that is.
Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability
What the
to
fuck? He went beyond...
Especially since Spiral Power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that...
They're really saying this. They really believe this. Oh my god. Like, isn't that just existence erasure? Are you really arguing Nia? Oh my...
that thoroughly before.
without the ability to eat.
And the anti-spiral has regeneration comparable to Spiral Powers users, but Simone overcame them. He can do the same against Kyle's healing and resurrection abilities, including those that work on a non-corporeal... How is he going to do that if he gets one shot at the beginning of the fight, though? This is getting really stupid now. This was a wonderful, wonderful episode, but the research and the horrible takes at this point is really ruining it.
Easily kill Simone. It was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge.
You literally said that his charge doesn't... Okay, perhaps. Okay, buddy. Okay.
Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while
Kyle could theoretically maintain a charge by fueling his ring with the energy of hope and life. However, even as a White Lantern, the ring has been overtaxed and nullified, such as against... Bro, you're telling me he fought Dr. Manhattan and you scale him below Simone? Shut up! Trying to fucking talk here, goddamn. Like, I'm not even kidding. Some of my roommates I understand, but this one is purposely trying to be an asshole while I'm recording. Like, this pissed me off.
manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
No, the fuck he can't. Don't try. Are they really pulling a no limits fallacy?
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more...
No. He doesn't even need that. He can just, like, one-shot Simone. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm thinking about skimming through his shit, because... This is getting stupid, bro. I'm sorry. Simone obviously does have a lot of potential, but to say that he has potential to get on a high outer to low outer scale, like, there's no evidence that he can get that high. Yeah, he got strong enough to beat the anti-spiral, but it's unlikely that he'll be... Maybe you can argue it, but the issue is he's going to need obvious time that he gets one shot in.
more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relate.
Kyle kept the life equation in the what if scenario in New Guardians Futures In. In it, he has corrupted and ultimately destroyed himself. The canon Kyle saw this potential future, hence why he relinquished the equation. This book also established those of high willpower resistant to the life equation's effects, such as, say, Soren. Oh, my bro. But there is higher levels to what people can resist. Simone has never shown the ability to resist shit like the anti-life equation. Or the life equation. He has never shown any resistance to Green Lantern rings. He's never shown any resistance to white Green Lantern rings. He's never shown resistance to hacks abilities that Kyle has on his level. Like, you gotta prove shit, man.
To keep from destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using.
Are you really about to use that kind of wank to get Simone above the likes of fucking Kyle? Because just because a different version, like, keep in mind, let's say there's a giant fucking timeline, a continuum. There are many other space times in the same continuum. You get what I mean? But like, to say that, give me a second, because this is really making me go brain dead here. To say that because another version in a multiversal labyrinth, basically a multiverse, there is another version of Simone who writes things down. That's like saying the you know those motherfuckers in DC that were writing comic books, that they inherently have to be on the same level as us in real life, pretty much. Are you really about to use that kind of wank to get Simone higher? Like, come on, bro. Like, using that logic, then I can get Kyle even higher via scaling above the likes of Superboy Prime, coming from Earth Zero, yada yada, shit like that. You see, I could be a retard too.
Spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
Okay, maybe that was a little mean. I apologize for that. You're not a retard. But the argument is retarded. You're not a retard. I'll say that again. Dead Battle is not a retard. Nobody is a retard for having an opinion on something. But the argument itself can be stupid. If you want to argue that Simone is stronger than Kyle, then I would think I would prefer you to use a 6D DC argument. The stuff that those people admit they haven't read actual comics. That's the argument they use. So yeah, at least come up with better arguments, okay?
Pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no.
Hey yo, now that we're here though, I do want to say that there was a really bad Simone meta. Like, it was a debunk to Simone. And basically, you wanna know what this guy said? He said, oh yeah, well, technically speaking, Simone and Anti-Spiral both did half the damage themselves, therefore it's 5.5D. What? Bro, did you really just divide 11D by 2 and get 5.5D? And he said, because he was basically saying because they both did half the damage that they would scale to that. Homie. Divide in one infinity by 2 and you're still going to have infinity. Like, they're still affecting the 11th dimensional space. Simone is still... The anti-spiral is the embodiment of the 11th dimension.
Mastering by the end of his
That
story.
doesn't make no damn sense.
No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's.
No, the fuck it won't. Just show me him doing it on a low outer versal scale. You can't show me that. Like, show me him doing it in an instant. Show him doing it in a fucking high outer scale. Shit, you can argue for Kyle pretty easily. You can't show that. You can't just like say, oh, no limits fallacy. He'll just like adapt to everything. Like, homie, you gotta understand, there is a limit to what everybody can do. That's like saying Garo from One Punch Man. Because basically, for those, if you are still reading One Punch Man, skip ahead. I'll give you a minute. Okay, so basically Garo from the One Punch Man manga is able to see characters like Saitama and copy things like his speed and strength. It's a very impressive technique he has. Very good adaptability kind of technique. You can argue Simone is kind of like this, except Simone doesn't do it consciously. The issue is with this is that you can't use that ability to argue that Garo can copy someone like Goku, for example, who at the lowest of low balls is like low multiversal, because that would be going beyond an infinite degree of that power. It's basically a no limits fallacy. Maybe you can argue infinite 3D or something like that, or maybe you can argue he could probably copy someone like God, which doesn't make sense because God in One Punch Man basically gave Garo this power, but it goes to show that you can't really argue stuff like that. You have to give evidence that they can transcend to such a degree, because for all we know, this could have been Simone's limit. He might not be able to do that shit again, and even then, a hyper-versatile being would one-shot him casually, and this is a low-balled version of Kyle Rayner. And okay, I'm gonna explain the last bit in a while there, but yeah.
Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater.
Huh? No. Oh my god, bro, you cannot be serious. You gave him willpower because you think he has potential? Bro, get the fuck out of here. Greater rate of adaptation, superior regeneration, which is bullshit. Resist the emotional spectrum, which is bullshit. Counter each other's abilities, even though Simone has never shown any fucking resistances to abilities on Kyle's level. Weaker initially, way weaker. He gets one shot. Stronger at base, like to the point he one-shots them. More creative use of... You just admitted he has more creative use with his ring, yet you gave Simone and Kyle tied imagination. Countered each other's abilities, which you get once again is bullshit. Kyle fucking dominates in that. Far weaker eventually, which is bullshit. And limited battery charge, which is fair, I guess.
Life itself,
but y'all showed a statement saying that he wouldn't realistically run out, but didn't show examples of him eventually struggling with things like that, so that's fair. But the issue is Simone's gonna be dead far before he runs out.
Evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
A dead ringer.
Okay, now that we're here, I'm gonna have to give Death Battle an F on this video for research. Animation, S tier. The editing, S tier. Stuff like that. Obvious, S tier. Way better than editing in my video. The research, F plus. Like, not, like, F minus, bro. Like, that shit is ass. Like, you were doing really good. Improvement, I'll give you a C minus for improvement. And yeah, I said C minus. Probably lower if you want, if I wanted to be a dick about it. But like, they did some improvement, learning dimensional tiering. I'll give them that. But research is an F, because how are you going to blatantly admit that DC could probably have the advantage if you actually did research on the cosmological structures? Like, you kind of gave yourself away right there. You gave yourself away by hyping up Simone and then having negatives during Kyle's analysis. I knew Simone was going to win right there. I just didn't know it would be that bad research. You literally tied their imagination, but then go and admit that Kyle is more creative with his powers. Like, are you serious? That's basically admitting that Kyle should have taken that. You only gave willpower to Simone because you believe that Simone can take potential, based off the fact that you personally believe that Simone could just, like, no matter how strong Kyle is, he can just adapt to him. But the issue is that Simone's adaptation will never be able to reach the level that Kyle Rayner has gotten to. Like, show Simone getting the high hyperversal plus, and what that is basically an infinite set of spatial dimensions, pretty much all higher than each other on like the same level that Simone's already transcended. He can only do 11 times, not infinite, not inaccessibly above infinite, not another infinite times into outerversal plus, not into high outerversal. He's never done anything like that before. And he never will, seeing as how his story's over. Like, honestly, just F at scaling and F at fucking research, bro. And it's just the fact that, what bothers me is the fact that y'all admitted that DC could have had the advantage if all you did was fucking basic research. I've been reading DC comics for about 3 years now. And even I know this stuff. That's sad.
is Simone the
Well,
Digger.
what's the next fight, man?
Next time on Death Battle.
Like that shit borderline got kind of tiring if I'm being real, because okay, this would have made me more excited if their scaling didn't get so bad there. But like because I'm a big fan of Tomcat, but like that's how bad like the shit got. Like I'm so tired to the point I don't really feel anything saying this. Also, if I had to guess, I guess Willie Coyote wins. If I had to be real, but I would personally favor Tomcat. Um, Not because I think he's stronger, but because I'm biased as shit for Tom. Just saying. That's like if you were to put Scooby Doo against somebody. Actually, I think they did put Scooby against somebody, but yeah, you can't expect me to be impartial about that shit. Oh my god, 2 more comments. Oh, great. Now I gotta go respond to this guy real quick. Anyways, there'll be more videos in the future, so like and subscribe.